watch other people learn new licks. That's it. Okay, John, do you want to say anything?
No, please. No.
My favourite guitars.com. So basically, how many of you are thumb pickers in the making but can't quite get your thumb to alternate properly? This is a good one, because what you'll get that thumb going, like the thumb will do that, and you'll try and play the melody, right? But your thumb, it starts off like this, then you'll start to try and play the melody. The thumb starts going all over the place, right?
Or staying in the same place.
Total lack of control, because the brain is not split into two yet. So, I'm going to give you a method, and I thought I came up with this method until I read a method book, and lo and behold, it was exactly the same method that I thought I'd invented. And because it's the only way you can do it, it's the only way to explain a method. I remember working on this. First tune I ever saw that was thumb picked, that I knew was thumb picked, was Chet Atkins playing a tune called Winter Walking. It was on a TV show. Chet would be on the TV maybe once every 7 years over in the UK where I grew up. So, you know, if Chet was on the TV, that was like a major event in the house, and we'd have to get it on video and such. So the tune is an old Jerry Reed tune. And it goes something like this. So the thumb is doing this while you've got the melody going. So that was the first time I ever tried that, and I just kind of worked on that song, I guess, until I got the thumb going. But a lot of people, for some reason, that just doesn't click. The best way you can do it, I think, there's several approaches to do that. First thing is like the Joan Baez thing. Just get that pattern picking thing happening. You know? Now this is like that kind of thing.
That's how people start.
And what happens is you get that pattern picking thing in, and that's not really an independence between the thumb and the fingers, because the fingers are reminding the thumb what's coming next. So you get this, and I've asked a guy who was like in a transitional period with his thumb picking, okay, play me Freight Train. So he said, well, I kind of can do it. He was like, syncopation. That's what's lacking, and that's where you really need the independence between the thumb and the fingers. So the best way to do that, from my perspective, is to start with the blues. Always start with the blues. Even when you're learning jazz or when you're learning bluegrass, start with the blues. It's the basis of just about every pop style, I think. There's blues in a lot of that stuff. So if you just like take an E chord, and remember, you don't have to do a lot with your left hand. It's all about the right hand. Just lay down that 4/4 beat like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm going to go through this quickly because we've got a lot to get through. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what you're going to do is play. Let's just play this. You're going to play this E7 here. You're going to play it on the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just do that. And do it as slowly as you need to do it. Then you're going to play it on beats 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to play it on beats 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now remember, during all of this period, the one thing that is constant is the thumb. Get out a nice slow metronome. Do it really slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now we've got to start syncopating, playing on the offbeats, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's play on beats 2 and the end before beat 4. So it will sound like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Again, this thumb is constant, and that's the only thing that's changing. Now let's play on beats 1 and the end before beat 3 that comes after beat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now we're going to play on beat 2, and we're going to play on the end that comes after beat 4 and before beat 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can play on beats 1 and the end after beat 2 and the end after beat 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now by the time you've gone through all of the possible combinations of where the ones and the ends are, the twos and the ends, make sure you can play all of those on the beat. Now you can start to alternate the thumb between 4 and 6 string and 4 string. Now we're halfway there. Now you don't necessarily have to stay on that E chord. You might want to go to the A chord just so that your ear doesn't get completely burned out. Alternated 6, 4, 6, 4, then you can start to do 6, 4, 5, 4, as long as your corresponding notes are either the 1 or the 5. Now I've been working with all 3 fingers. Do this for each individual finger. Do it for each finger. Pick out melodies. You're there. So if you can do that, you can do everything. So now there you go. That's all you need to know today. Now you can do it. That's the whole deal. So just work on that. Work on it slowly, a stage at a time. If there's a stage that you get to where you can't move to the next stage, go back to the previous stage, slow it down, and then go to the next stage, slow it down again until eventually you're building this skill. So that's really an important thing. Start with that, just one thumb. Keep it simple for yourself, and just build that idea of splitting the hand in two, so that your thumb is completely independent. That way my thumb is just keeping that constant groove going, whether it's alternating or whether it's playing a walking bass. Either way, you're going to need that independence, and that just comes from playing 1, 2, 3, 4, and training your fingers to play on the off beats and on the on beats at will. And that's really how you do it. That's the way to build it up, I think.
You know, that's a lot more intelligent than my usual thing, which is do this for 2 years and call me back. But Richard is so right. I think the E chord is a good one to work on, because that way you can start to get this 6/4 bounce and just feed notes in between that. Once you can do this, then you can, it's the same thing he's saying, only a slightly different interpretation of it. Once you can do this, which is not that difficult, then you can go, doesn't matter, just take a finger and get the note in between the bounce.
Playing, say, Windy and Warm, which I can play real straight more like a pop thing, or I can play more like a swing thing, like. That's what it is. Or I can play more swing.
It's probably this one, I think, is too hot or something.
Oh, okay.
Ed, are you here someplace?
One. I think it's your.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just turn the gain down a little. Thanks a lot.
Maybe the